a.m. on WTMJ. We'd love to have you worship with us.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Richlands.
Yates brings home the pitch. And a ground ball through the left side, into left field for a base hit. Frelick trots home. It is Brooms for the Brewers.
It's the Brewers and the Dodgers in Los Angeles. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 8:35 on the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Good morning. 10 o'clock, we have 65 degrees. It's going to be mostly sunny, nice today with a high of 75. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Connie Weber. Early this morning, the House narrowly passed a bill that will undo billions of dollars in federal funding. ABC's Jay O'Brien says it could mean cuts to public broadcasters PBS and NPR.
The House overnight narrowly passing this White House request to claw back $9 billion in funds Congress already approved, and in some cases, DOGE then cut, including billions in foreign aid and slashing $1 billion from public broadcasters like NPR and PBS. President Trump celebrating in a post this morning. After this bill also cleared the Senate, it's now headed to his desk.
The vote 216 to 213. 270,000 Wisconsinites will lose their health care coverage now that $1 trillion cuts in Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act are signed into law. U.S. Senator from Wisconsin Tammy Baldwin tells WTMJ's Point Taken the cuts mean less health insurance and potentially less care.
We have a significant percentage of our rural hospitals in Wisconsin that are operating year to year at a loss. This will compound it and will probably make their continuing operation really in doubt.
3 hospitals in rural Wisconsin could be forced to close. President Trump calling for the Attorney General to release pertinent grand jury testimony in the Jeffrey Epstein case. He posted on Truth Social last night that he had directed Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce the testimony subject to court approval. Bondi later posted that she would move the court today to unseal the transcripts. A new medical diagnosis for President Trump, a chronic condition affecting the veins in his legs. Here's ABC's Rachel Scott.
The White House says the president is in good health and that he's not in any pain, but the administration not revealing how the president will be treated. We are told treatment typically includes medication to increase blood flow, elevation of the legs, or even minor surgery if necessary.
Trump had undergone vascular testing after experiencing swelling in his legs. His condition, chronic venous insufficiency, is benign, but makes it difficult for the legs to deliver blood back to the heart. Governor Tony Evers will soon announce whether he will run for re-election. Political correspondent Charles Benson tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Is it time to move on? Is it time to pass the baton? There are younger faces and voices waiting to see what that decision is. You hear about Josh Call. You hear about Sarah Galuski. Both are in their 40s. Guys like David Crowley or even Mandela Barnes, they're under 40 years old.
The decision to be announced in the next several days. The Milwaukee County Transit System knew it was running a budget deficit before details became public in mid-June. That's according to comments during a county committee on finance meeting Thursday. Supervisor Sean Rowland says he learned MCTS was planning service frequency cuts before they'd arrived with a nearly $11 million deficit projection.
The deficit would have even been larger, maybe by the tune of million or two, and the service reductions or the frequency reductions brought it down to 10.9. That was a revelation to me yesterday.
The county ordinance requires organizations to report deficits of $100,000 or more to county leaders. A celebration of French culture in downtown Milwaukee.
The Bastille Days Festival is underway as Thursday night. It was the yearly Storm the Bastille 5K.
Storm the Bastille acts as Bastille Days' biggest fundraiser. So thank you to all those that came out and that registered. 3, 2, 1, go!
Featuring a miniature Eiffel Tower and dozens of vendors and performers, the festival runs through Sunday at Cathedral Square Park. In downtown Milwaukee, Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Meanwhile, another Milwaukee festival traditionally held in Cathedral Square is moving to Henry Mayer Festival Park. Oktoberfest will move to the lakefront October 3rd through the 5th. Organizers say the move will allow for greater attendance and expanded entertainment options. Time now for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is down 193 points. The Nasdaq off 21. S&P 500 down just 4. What does the one big beautiful bill mean for your taxes and retirement? Join Annex Wealth Management for a free webinar on Wednesday, July 23rd at noon. Get up to speed fast. Head to annexwealth.com. Look for the events tab. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:04.
We thought our massive, hassleless mattress warehouse would be big enough to hold every mattress we sell, but boy, did we miscalculate. Now, our bad math is your good fortune. This week only, Thursday through Monday, it's the first ever hassleless mattress tent sale in Greenfield. We're decimating prices on over 500 brand new, overstock, floor model, and clearance mattresses. You won't find brand names like Beautyrest and Sealy Posturepedic marked this low anywhere else. A Sealy Posturepedic Queen Golden Acres pillow top mattress was $1,093. Now, just $546. And a Beautyrest King Bristol Rose mattress was $2,035. But at the Hassless tent sale, it slashed to $814. Be ready to load up your mattress and take it home. We'll have helping hands on hand to help. Look, at this point, we're not making money, we're making friends. So, friend, come see us this week at the first ever Hassless Mattress Tent Sale at the corner of Layton and 77th across from Kopp's Frozen Custard in Greenfield.
Amish outdoor furniture with poly and wood available. And that poly is the richest of outdoor furniture. It's just about indestructible and will virtually last forever. At Erickson's, we have poly furniture in abundance, so you're guaranteed to see a great selection. The beauty of it is you can put it outside all year round and not worry about it, because the color runs all the way through, so it doesn't fade, and minor nicks and scratches won't hurt the look. Erickson's Landscape Supply. For an abundant selection of poly and wood Amish outdoor furniture, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. You'll be hard-pressed to find a better selection of metal yard art than we have here at Erickson's. Anything from natural and painted metal signs to painted roosters from 1 to 6 feet tall. Natural steel flying ducks and cattails. Cute little frogs, geckos, pigs, flamingos, and goats. And palm trees. The list is endless. And that's why you come here. Erickson's Landscape Supply, right on Spring Street in Union Grove, where you'll find a fantastic array of artisanal metal yard art. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Or better yet, drive on over and take a gander at the goods.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Football season's arrived in Green Bay. Packers quarterbacks, rookies, and injured players report to Lambeau Field for training camp today. Green Bay's veterans set to arrive at the team facilities Tuesday, but for the first full practice the next day. Packers open the preseason August 9th against the Jets. Brewers begin the second half on the road tonight. Milwaukee will put its 7-game winning streak on the line against the Dodgers. Brewers swept the Dodgers at home earlier this month. And the Bucks play their final game in Sin City tonight. Milwaukee will wrap up its Las Vegas Summer League schedule against the Heat. Bucks are 1-3 so far this summer, having beaten the Nuggets and lost to the Cavaliers, Clippers, and Bulls. Take a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Time Saver. Traffic, no crashes on the freeway system, just a couple of disabled vehicles. One's going to be I-43 South, almost 2 miles beyond the ramp from Racine Avenue. It is off right. Another one, 43 North, a mile beyond the I-41 94 North interchange. Right shoulder there was blocked. It looks like that one has been cleared off. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Mostly sunny and nice today with a high of 75. Partly cloudy tonight, increasing cloudiness later on, a low 66. Then scattered showers and storms tomorrow. The highest chance will be mid-morning. It'll be humid. High Saturday, 81. Partly cloudy and 76 on Sunday. Partly cloudy and 77 on Monday. And then Tuesday, we have a slight chance of a storm again in the afternoon or evening. A high Tuesday of 82 degrees. 65 all around Madison, Green Bay, and Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:08.
Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue. It's time for Point Taken. Here are your hosts, Steve Scaffidi and Kristin Brey.
Oh, yeah, Friday. What does that mean, Kristin Brey? When we say Friday on Point Taken, what does that mean?
It means I'm teasing the old guys.
Yeah, why are you laughing over there?
Yeah.
You want to tell the audience?
It's because she's got another young guy in the room.
Hey,
oh,
wait.
I thought maybe I'm the old
But
guy.
Joe's not that young, according to
No, he's not.
Steve, you've never offended
He's
me before.
generationally old, I think.
You did it yesterday.
I what?
You offended me. You called me an old guy.
Generationally old, not age old. And there's nuance to everything, including what I say on the show.
I knew what you meant. As an old guy, a fellow old guy.
Thanks for that defense there, Bill McCosh. And Joseph Pecky alongside as well. We may be here for 2 hours, folks. Lots to talk about. Lots of news last night. This Epstein letter from Donald Trump.
body birthday letter.
A body birthday. That's some alliteration
Have
there.
you guys ever written one of your guy friends a body birthday letter?
No.
I've written some body emails.
Now,
before.
none of my friends are 50 because
You're young.
I'm very young and youthful and hale, unlike some people at
So
this
this is not a
table.
thing that a lot of guys do?
No.
Guys don't write letters.
Yeah.
You send body text messages?
I
Or do you
send
plead the
jokes.
fifth? Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I mean, they're text messages I wouldn't want public for sure.
All right. So
Try
what we're
your
talking
signal.
about, Wall Street Journal reported yesterday that the candidates, actually it's way before he was a candidate, just the citizen Trump sent Jeffrey Epstein, now deceased, the sexual predator, pedophile, all that stuff, a very body letter, salacious is the term that the Wall Street Journal used, for his 50th birthday in 2003.
Along with other letters. It was basically Elaine Maxwell was collecting letters from his friends and created like a book for Epstein.
Bound by a bookmaker in Manhattan.
Yeah. Maxwell, his sort of confidant or whatever you want to call. Yeah, madam, put it together. Now, Trump denied this. He's already threatening to sue. It also included apparently a picture of a naked woman that he drew. And then he quickly said, I think last night, that he never draws
He's
anything.
like, I don't draw.
That's a lie.
And then there were, it was a lie because immediately all these pictures that he's drawn for charity events.
He's a doodler.
Yeah,
like he is
he's a
constantly
doodler.
doodling in the
well, you
margins
see a
of
signature,
stuff.
that's a doodle.
Yeah.
Yeah, signature doodle.
Just on this point, context matters. And we all lived through Signalgate, where the Goldstein, who was the Atlantic reporter?
Goldberg.
Oh, Goldberg.
Was like, I got added to this chat. This is what was discussed. And the Trump administration's response was, this was a lie. And then Goldstein went, okay, here's the texts. The Wall Street Journal knows that they pull that move. I think the reason they didn't actually publish the pictures yesterday or like a photo of this book is they're laying in the tall grass going, he's going to lay a trap and we're going to be able to spring it on him. He's going to say this is all fake, and then they're going to be able to be like, here's the actual book.
Bill, you're a Trump
They've clearly
guy.
got it.
You're a Trump guy. What does he do with this?
So let's go back to what I said last Friday. I think that this was ham-handed from the jump, which was on the weekend of the 4th of July. So this is now a 10 or 11-day story, which is the longest story in the 6 months he's been president.
That's what I said this
And it's a
week.
negative, right? Because they mishandled it from the jump. They finally got it right last night when they said, you know, we'll release the grand jury transcripts that we're allowed to release. By the way, there's a side piece of this where the judge has sitting on some of those grand jury things and may not let some of them come out. But the extent they can release what they can, that's apparently going to happen today.
No, it's not.
But
This is
also
not going to be
the whole
enough.
piece of this that I have not read enough about is the fact that the Comey has been fired this same week. The prosecutor against Epstein.
Yeah, I think that's
think
a
that's
different story.
separate?
I do
Okay.
think that's separate. But they're finally getting this right. But as it relates to this letter, Trump is vehemently denying it. But the other thing I said last Friday, that's the point I'm trying to make, is I expected Democrats to overplay their hand, or let's say Trump opponents. This is a net negative for Donald Trump until last night. I think it's now turning into a net positive for him because it's reunited MAGA around sort of the deep state and all the Trump haters out there.
Around Rupert Murdoch?
Yeah.
Known Trump hater?
Well, he's not exactly a Trump lover, is he?
He's not a Democrat, though.
He runs Fox News, which created Donald
He's not
Trump.
a Democrat, which is what Trump sort of laid it on in laps of Democrats.
Yeah, but
He's not a Democrat.
Trump's been pretty direct about Murdoch last night and today. He's going to sue him. And by the way, Trump's on a heater as far as suing the media. He's won 2 cases
he
now
has
with
won some,
multiple
cases, yes.
more in the hopper. So, we'll see how this plays out. If the Wall Street Journal doesn't have their facts straight on this, they're going to pay a heavy price.
Speaking of this, because we haven't talked about this. Speaking of Fox News and lawsuits, Fox News edited his original answer to the Epstein list.
Yeah, it's election interference.
And what I don't know if you do. Do you know this?
I do not know
And then
this.
they released his full answer.
It's the same thing that
And it's the
he's
same
suing.
Is this the
he sued-
Rachel Duffy interview?
Yes.
Yes. And so there was a shorter answer during the campaign of what was aired. And then this last week, Fox said this was what his full answer to this was, which is the exact thing that Trump sued CBS over as far as editing a long interview into something shorter, which happens all the time because you only have X amount of time for a broadcast.
Kamala Harris should sue for $100 billion. So listen, I have never been bought into the Epstein conspiracy until the last 10 days. Because Donald Trump is someone who Access Hollywood tape we heard it, right?
And it was prominent in the 2016 election.
Said on a television show, perhaps if Ivanka wasn't my daughter, I'd be dating her. We know that he was sleeping with his future wives while still married to his past wives. He was convicted of a felony related to a hush money payment to a porn star before he became president. He believes he was saved by God to be president. What could possibly be in the Epstein files that is so much worse than any of that? I am now bought in. I want full transparency. Like this, it defies logic that there could be something that he's like, it's fine, just whatever.
Hold that thought.
I've survived worse.
Hold that thought, because that's an interesting point, because the one thing that could condemn this president is an actual picture or evidence of a relationship with a minor.
May every day be another wonderful secret.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, Bill McCosh and Joseph Pecky, we're just getting warmed up on this Friday edition. Used to be Political Power Hour. Now it's Point Taken. Kristin and Steve, 620 WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Get your aches and pains under control. But not only that, regular care with Connect Chiro can bring back your energy. A lot of folks start with headaches, back pain, and shoulder pain. How quickly you see results varies from person to person, but time and repetition are the key to staying on track. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. Connect Chiro docs use a special tool for all your adjustments, targeted results, and a gentler experience. Check out the new location in Oak Creek or get started at GoConnectChiro.com.
Join the Brewers as they celebrate 25 seasons of American Family Field at the game against the Marlins on Friday, July 25th. Be here for the return of Brewers legends like Ryan Braun and Prince Fielder as they'll battle former Brewers in a post-game home run derby. Plus, take advantage of special anniversary promotions like discounted draft beers and brats and 25% off at the Brewers team store. All activities featuring alumni will be free for fans in attendance. Get your seats at brewers.com.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. This summer, I'm getting relief from the hot sun whenever I need it with my motorized retractable awning from Comfort Awnings. Sensors are also available that detect strong wind and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors all summer long. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive $250 off all awnings and screens. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Siding Unlimited. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. At 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Oh, man, this is going to be a good one today. Bill McCosh and Joseph Pecky, our strategist friends who join us every Friday here on Point Taken with Kristin, Brey, Steve Scaffidi. So, continuing the Epstein conversation, I said before the break, and curious what you think. The reason why, one, I think Bill's right. This was, fumbled and mishandled and just horribly managed from a PR perspective and probably from in some ways, a legal perspective, as we might find out later. But the thing that would really matter in this is if there's actually something that links the President of the United States with a minor, with a relationship. That's the big thing that people allude to all the time. I'm not saying that happened, but I'm saying that's the big thing.
And here's the problem. So, I sent you guys last night. On February 27th of this year, Attorney General Pam Bondi writes a letter to Kash Patel, the new head of the FBI, saying, I demanded all of the Epstein files. I got some stuff, but I just learned that there's a bunch of stuff you didn't turn over to me. I need it in the next 2 weeks. I need a full accounting of why the FBI didn't turn it over. That was February 27th. A couple weeks later, she's on TV and she says, those files are on my desk. And 2 months after that, we are supposed to believe them when they say, there's no file. What files? Forget the 10 years of Trump fanning the flames on this conspiracy. Just in the last 6 months, they have been operating knowing that this stuff exists, and now they want us to believe that it doesn't, and he's calling his own supporters stupid and saying he doesn't want their support if they keep asking these questions. There is something here.
Yeah, I'm on Pam Bondi. She's the most underwhelming of his cabinet, in my opinion, other than her Solicitor General, who's got a phenomenal record at the U.S. Supreme Court right now on all these cases that have made it there. I think she's been underwhelming, and she fanned the flames on this. Her own statements have made this like an inferno.
Yeah.
And then she says nothing on the way out. It started to dawn on me when both Kash Patel and Dan Bongino said maybe 5 weeks ago, the guy didn't kill him, or the guy wasn't murdered. He committed suicide. Full stop. Those are people that MAGA trusts implicitly. And so I'm like, okay, maybe this isn't going to turn out the way a lot of us thought it might. But the way she hyped it and then to duck and dodge the way she has hurt the president in immeasurable ways with the base. And him sticking by her either suggests to me that she's working on some other stuff that he really wants to get done, possibly, because replacing her would mean another confirmation, or she just isn't that good. I'm not sure.
They say, we've seen the files, the guy didn't kill himself. Then they release a video that has a 2.5-minute time gap. Whoops. Dan Bongino takes a mental health day on Friday. This is a guy who I'm sure on a podcast has bashed the whole notion of a mental health day.
Soy boy Dan Bongino.
It was clearly something's up here.
For the listeners, this is actually a Susie Wiles accomplishment. The fact that the DOJ was melting down from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, she was able to pull that together. Bongino was back at work on Monday. By Saturday, Patel put out a statement saying he's all for this. There is nothing there. Staffers don't often get the credit they deserve. The fact that Susie Wiles was able to pull that all together and there was no dissension in the ranks is pretty remarkable.
But one of the things that I'm not going to say I knew before I started reading things this morning because I am not a lawyer, but when we think about grand juries can only focus on the accused and the victims. So throwing this out there as far as Trump doing something and mandating that this get released, he's not going to be in that. Other co-conspirators aren't going to be in the grand jury testimony because of what it can actually focus on.
Yeah,
and so he knows that there's nothing in there that's going to incriminate anyone, but it's like giving someone a little treat. Here
Fig leaf, I think that's called.
Yeah.
All right. Coldplay.
Oh, gosh. Are we moving on? This is the last point I want to make, because you say that Democrats should leave this alone.
I think they already overplayed their hand on it.
I feel like this feeds into the Coldplay thing that we're talking about. This is so clickable. Look up. We just spent 20 minutes talking about this, right? This is way more fodder than talking about the Medicaid cuts that are coming in 2 years. So as far as keeping this alive and well, as long as it makes Trump bad, I don't think it's that bad of a play for Democrats.
No, and Democrats should continue to make Republicans, including Wisconsin Republicans in Congress, vote against transparency, because that's what they did this week.
We talked about it last week. The average voter doesn't care about Jeffrey Epstein. They just don't. They do care about what might happen with Medicaid. So if you're going to try and beat the party that's in charge. I think it's the opposite,
though, as far as the salaciousness of this story.
It's clickable, but they don't really care.
Yeah,
right, but you're not talking about it. You're talking about Epstein.
All right, we'll talk
Here's
about Coldplay.
some show alliteration. Cuts, Colbert, Coldplay. All of that on the show today. Point taken.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Boy, are we going to have some fun this weekend. It's Experience Wisconsin. I hope you'll check it out. Maybe you're looking for some ideas. Maybe it's a new place to visit. Maybe it's new information on a place that you visited many times. It's Experience Wisconsin. It's on WTMJ. It is 1 o'clock on Saturdays. This week, a couple very special guests. German Fest is coming up. We'll be joined by an expert from German Fest and Road America. It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturdays at 1 on WTMJ.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for Loyal Family Renovations. I love these guys. Jeff and Jake, they saved the day for me. Lots of storm damage last year. We had bad hail. A lot of the area in southern Milwaukee County had that. Jeff, Jake, and the whole team stepped up for me. Absolute pros. Made the entire process as smooth as possible. They worked with my insurance company. We got on the phone on my patio with Jeff and Kathy and me and our insurance adjuster, and we just walked through everything. Because I wasn't an expert on insurance and certainly not an adjuster, and they answered all of our questions. Their customer service was amazing and still is. 2 days, they had all of my complete project done, which is a complete re-roof on 3 different sections that since I added onto my house over the last 20 years. Roof was done, clean. They picked up every last nail. I was so impressed. I told everyone about it. If storm damage hits you, call the team that made it easy for me. Loyal Family Renovations. Visit loyalfamilyrenovations.com today.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
For senior living where comfort meets community, welcome to the Waters of Pewaukee, an experience designed with you in mind. Enjoy beautiful, spacious apartments, chef-prepared meals, and enriching daily activities that bring joy and purpose. Whether it's independent living, assisted care, or memory support, you'll find a compassionate staff, modern amenities, and the peace of mind you deserve at the Waters of Pewaukee. You're not just moving in, you're coming home. Schedule a tour and learn more today at thewaters.com.
So much to talk about on this Friday. Kristin, Brey, Scaffidi on point, taking the 620 WTMJ. If you miss any or all of this conversation, always available on our podcast page, and it's this is going to be a good one. We have a lot of great topics today. As we're talking, sort of all the dust has settled, I guess, from the recent approval in the Senate very early in the morning yesterday of this rescission
for the House to concur.
The
House had to use a new rule to get it passed last night.
Talk about some of the specifics, because I'm not an expert on that stuff. Some of the rules of the game, how it works, what they actually accomplished, what it means going forward.
So a rescission package is not normal order. It only requires 51 votes in the Senate to pass, which obviously would give the advantage to the incumbent party to get something done.
J.D. Vance cast the tiebreaker.
He did on the rules package, but actually on the cuts themselves, they didn't need to. They had 51 votes for that. Mitch McConnell came back. So the Republican Senate looked at the package that the House had developed, and they decided to take something called PEPFAR out. Those were actually aids for AIDS in Africa. They did not want to make that cut, which meant it had to go back to the House for concurrence, which happened sometime around midnight last night. So the House had to look at it one more time. They had to use a sort of an arcane rule on the House side to get this done so that Epstein didn't become an issue last night, truthfully. But here's the funny part about it, and it's really sad, actually. This is the first cut to government since 1999, when Bill Clinton was the president. Newt Gingrich was the speaker. Trent Lott was the majority leader of the Senate, a Republican at that time. We have not had a cut in government spending in 26 years, despite multiple, dips in the economy, recessions, those kinds of things. Government continues to grow. So, to Steve's point, is $9 billion a big number? Well, hell no. When you're $37 trillion in debt,
it's 1/10.
But it's a start
of 1%.
And Mike Johnson has committed there are more rescission packages coming, which Democrats, frankly, can't stop unless there's something in there they can make a national.
So they can do that as much as they want.
They can do it as much as they want.
What was the final ICE budget that they got in the big bill? $145 billion?
Something like that.
And now the headline this morning, $2 billion to revive Alcatraz.
I'm old enough to remember.
Which is less than the new Fed.
I'm old enough to remember when Elon Musk said he was going to cut $2 trillion in federal spending through Doge. And it took all week and multiple failed rule votes for Republicans to cut $9 billion They just
That's the sad part.
voted to add $3.5 to $5 trillion to the national debt, and we're supposed to think this is an accomplishment? Get out of here. This is spitting in the wind.
So the other detail that's probably important for the listeners, these are expenditures that have been approved by previous Congresses, and they're clawing those back.
It's called takes backsies?
Yeah, take backsies.
You just make that up?
Yeah.
Wow, clever. Going forward, because I started to read this hundreds of pages, and there's a lot of wishes and hopes and dreams, and as far as budgets and future budgets cuts. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that could happen, I guess, but is it realistic that it will happen?
It depends on the rescission packages. They need to be smart of what they put in there.
Where would they target? Where would they go?
I would cut some at the Department of Defense, to be honest
that's
with
the
you.
one
Although
that's the most obvious.
just added
bill.
They just added some. I am a peacenik. I am.
We all
should
want
get you a
peace.
Nobel
Don't
Prize.
we all want peace?
It's better than a beatnik, right?
We do want peace. I believe in peace through strength. The United States has the largest military in the world, and that is a deterrent that keeps the world safe when we have responsible leadership.
Being all hawkish. I love that.
That's not hawkish.
That's the old school
Peace through
Democrat.
strength.
You're a tough guy. You're a tough guy.
That's the
You got your hat on
one that the
backwards.
old guy was referring to. That's the old school Democrat.
That's Becky. He's an old Truman Kennedy style Democrat.
In my neighborhood, if you got your hat on backward, that's ready for a fight.
Yeah, it is.
That's when
Stay
you
ready.
start-
You don't
that's
got to
right.
get ready.
Woo, we're going to fight. We're going at it. We got something to argue about.
Bang! Bang!
Watch out if I start twisting my pinky ring like Tom Homan.
Yeah. He's ready for business, Mr. Homan. All right, we're just getting warm. Coldplay next. That story. I just wanted to go to a concert, and then all that stuff
With my
happened.
side piece.
Yes. Good ad. She's Kristin. I'm Steve's Point Take. We got Connie Weber with local news. Before we get to any of that, and she's the goods. ABC News.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Some in Congress are criticizing the move by President Trump, telling Attorney General Pam Bondi to request the grand jury testimony in the Jeffrey Epstein federal investigations be released to the public. Congressman Ro Khanna.
The grand jury testimony is largely about Epstein and Maxwell, not about all the rich and powerful men who abused, assaulted, and abandoned young women. Those people are still being protected. And by the way, the courts usually don't release grand jury testimony.
Many of the president's base continue calling for all information related to Jeffrey Epstein to be made public. The House narrowly passing a bill pulling back $9 billion in federal funding for international aid programs and for public broadcasting. President Trump's expected to sign a bill today making a certain kind of cryptocurrency more mainstream. Many Democrats call it a conflict of interest because the president's family owns that type of crypto known as stablecoin. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 1031. I'm Connie Weber. A Frederick Hospital surgeon and assistant professor at the Medical College of Wisconsin accused of possessing child pornography. 46-year-old Calvin Erickson was arrested Tuesday near his home in Brookfield for allegedly possessing and distributing child pornography after a 2-year investigation by federal agents. Erickson was released on a signature bond, goes back to federal court July 31st. A man wanted in connection with a crash that killed an 87-year-old man on a lawn tractor was arrested last night by Oconomowoc police. 49-year-old Matthew Brennicky, suspected of driving the vehicle that hit Alan Amy near Allen Road and Orchard Circle Monday afternoon. Amy was driving home after mowing grass at a local church. He died 2 days after the crash. National Weather Service confirms 4 tornadoes touched down in Wisconsin Wednesday. 3 of them were EF0s, the one between Hustisford and Waupun, one north of Beaver Dam, and another at Mesa-Mini in Dane County. An EF1 tornado touched down in Dodgeville. The Weather Service focusing on 10 areas of rotation. Crews could need at least until Monday to survey all the impacted areas. Time now for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow is down 140 points, 44,344. The Nasdaq up 8 at 20,893. The S&P 500 up 2 at 6,299. What does the One Big Beautiful Bill mean for your taxes and retirement? Join Annex Wealth Management for a free webinar on Wednesday, July 23rd at noon. Get up to speed fast. Head to annexwealth.com. Look for the events tab. Take a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We have a new crash. This is going to be on the ramp from Highway 26 to I-94 West. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Mostly sunny today with a high 75. Increasing cloudiness later on, low 66 overnight. Scattered showers and storms possible tomorrow. That highest chance is going to be mid-morning. It's going to be humid with a high of 81. Partly cloudy and 76 on Sunday. Partly cloudy 77 on Monday. Then a slight chance of an afternoon or evening storm on Tuesday with a high of 88. 65 in Madison, 66 in Green Bay, and 66 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:33.
It's the social event of the summer at America's National Park of Speed, Road America. July 17th through the 20th, it's WeatherTech Vintage Weekend with Brian Redmond, featuring historic cars of Formula One, an exclusive U.S. Road Racing Championship Invitational, comedian Adam Carolla, and a special Concours d'Elegance on Friday and Saturday along the streets of Elkhart Lake. WeatherTech Vintage Weekend with Brian Redmond, July 17th to the 20th at Road America. Details and tickets at roadamerica.com.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Haven't you just had it with overpriced, overrated fish fries? Don't pay $16 or more. The Mine Chef restaurant in Hartford's all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry is $7.99. WTMJ's John Mercure here. After a long week, don't cook. Relax with a cold beverage and a Friday fish fry for $7.99. The kids' menu starts at $3.99, and they can safely play in that huge game room away from the dining area while you finish up your meal. The Mine Shaft is super family-friendly. Your Saturday steak or prime rib dinner is under $25. Sunday brunch is under $15, far less than what you'll pay elsewhere. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and near the EAA in Oshkosh. Lots of seating, close parking, and a very friendly staff. Just walk in today for your all-you-can-eat beer-battered haddock fish fry for $7.99, serving from 11 a.m. Get there early. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the Mine Shaft. Check out mineshaft.restaurant.com.
All right, welcome back to Point Taken. I am Kristin Brey. He is Steve Scaffidi, and we are here on a Friday with Joseph Pecky and Bill McCoshen. And we're going to take a little break, just a baby break, from politics.
A little pop culture.
A little pop culture, a little internet culture.
For Kristin to defend the worst man on the internet this week?
No, it's not that. So, all right, so if you spend any
It's more
time
of a warning to anyone going to Coldplay
on
tomorrow night.
the internet
Everybody
yesterday,
pay close attention.
Literally, I could not swipe on any social media app yesterday without seeing this picture of a man who we now know is the CEO of Astronomer, which is a Boston-based AI company.
Can I just? This is what they put on their website about what they do. A data infrastructure company focused on data orchestration, specifically through its platform called Astra, which is built on Apache Airflow.
Oh God, this is like
What
as someone
in
who
the
used to work in
world?
B2B sales in Silicon Valley, like just gives me like nightmares. Like it's like
Simplify
the
that.
LinkedIn speak is just gross.
It's nuts.
Anyways, so what we find, so basically, if you've not seen this video, they're at a Coldplay concert and like the kiss cam comes up and you see this couple fully embraced. Like
More of a canoodle
It's
cam
a canoodle,
in
like
this.
big
Yeah.
spoon
Cuddle
situation,
cam.
and they look very happy. Spooning cam. And then as soon as they realize their faces are on the kiss cam, he drops to the floor.
Like he got shot.
And she immediately turns around, and there's a friend sitting next to them just laughing like, oh my God, I can't believe this just happened. And then Chris Martin, lead singer of Coldplay, literally says, he goes, they're either having an affair or they're very shy.
Yeah.
So then it comes out, she's the head of HR. He is the CEO of this company, and he is married. I think she's married too.
Not to one another.
Yes, and they're not married to each other.
Head of HR.
And the
too.
internet went nuts over this.
Still is today.
Still, the internet was tearing this guy apart. The memes, including a fake apology letter that a lot of people thought were real.
Me too.
That was one of the conversations we were going to have today. Is like, how do you handle this crisis? This is not it. Well, turns out that letter was fake. And there's a lot of different angles to talk about this. But I just think the swarming nature of us all wanting, like, we're so desperate to have a shared experience because we don't have the water cooler.
I don't want to
like,
share that experience.
No, but like we're sharing the
I bet your
ganging
wife
up on
doesn't
it.
either.
We're sharing the making fun of it.
Oh,
It's something that we can all enjoy together. We can enjoy the memes. We can enjoy the gossip. We can enjoy the tea. And there's like something like, is this really what we're living for now?
People want to be connected. This is why they go to concerts like I did this week. This is why people go to ball games. This is why the craziest part of the Epstein stuff is it has united Democrats, Republicans, and independents.
Why Shane Gillis's joke was the funniest joke of the night because everyone.
And here's my take on this. I want to live in a world where there are consequences for poor choices and poor decisions. If you are drunk after 30 holes of golf and you pop off to a former NHL player, you're going to get thrown in the lake. If you are cheating on your wife and gallivanting around at concerts as if everything's okay, I want you to be found out. There should be consequences for bad behavior in the world.
Kristin?
And I do agree with that. It's just something about like all the fake stuff that gets created around it. And it's not these are private citizens who have not opted in to having their life be picked apart.
They made their choices. Those choices were wrong.
So are you
so when someone goes, it was the Steelers fan last year at the Packers game where he was just berating that Packers female fan, and I think he ended up getting fired, right? Because he was he kept calling her the C word again and again, and that went viral, and so then he got fired.
Good.
So that's that's the kind of accountability that the internet provides.
Are you arguing if this is fair or not?
I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about it.
Bill?
I'm not defending him.
Well, it sounds like you are.
Joe sounded a little like a Catholic. Just so all the Catholic listeners out there understand what I'm about to say, which is we own guilt.
Yes.
We own shame. That's our
Jewish
religion.
community's got a
It's
lot
all
of guilt
built
over
on
there.
that. So when you see someone else make a mistake like this, so blatantly public, there has to be consequences. No question about it. I got sucked into his quote-unquote crisis statement yesterday, which turned out to be a spoof because I retweeted somebody who is very prominent on X and figured it's got to be good. Listen, in a situation like this, when you make a mistake, there are going to be consequences. He's going to get a divorce, full stop. He's going to lose half of that $1.2 billion he's said to be worth or more, full stop. He's going to have limited access to his kids, full stop. Those are real consequences. Yeah. If I'm on his board of directors or if I'm one of the co-owners of the company, if it's private, he might not be there next week. She definitely won't be there next week. There's going to be a change in management. So there will be consequences for this guy. But sort of the general rule of thumb, if you are a comms professor, is here's what you do when in a crisis comms situation. You take responsibility. You apologize. You ask for forgiveness, and then you let it sit.
Unless you're Donald Trump.
You don't do anything more than that. And by the way, over time, it does get better. As someone who's made mistakes, it does get better, but there are immediate consequences, and he will face those, and I think that's a good thing. And I think yesterday, as it relates to this going viral, it was sort of a uniting thing for everybody. Everyone was like, God, I'm glad that was him, right? So if you are going to the Coldplay concert tomorrow night, take your husband or take your wife. Don't take your side piece because you might end up on the Jumbotron at Camp
Or wear a
Randall.
disguise if you do.
Yeah.
So do we think
fake
that,
mustache, sunglasses?
Do you think that both of them will be fired or released?
I think there's a very high probability of that.
Texture makes a great point. If it was someone that worked for either of these individuals and they were caught in a situation with a fellow employee and in a situation where you're not supposed to be engaged in those things, those people would be fired.
100%. There's likely company rules against that.
Yeah.
Let's bring this back to politics. The Department of Justice recently fired a career FBI agent because he went to a concert with Peter Strzok, who Donald Trump doesn't like.
Not familiar with that story.
I don't know that story.
I'll get you the receipts on it.
All right. That's an interesting one. We got to take a break here. God, we got so many topics today. Do we have more on this one, or are we going to move on?
I think we're going to move on.
All right.
Colbert,
another sort of a pop culture one, but politics involved in that one as well. Bill McCoshen, Joseph Pecky, Kristin, Brey, Steve Scaffidi, point taken Friday, 6:40 WTMJ.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scaffidi. For Milwaukee Weight Loss, I love talking about these guys because they've been so helpful to me and they can be helpful for you. Listen, I had to lose about 40 pounds. It's good for your health. It makes you feel better. Everything that you do in life is easier when you weigh less. And there's a lot of trendy things happening in weight loss now. You've heard about all these fancy fad diets, but in the injections, all that stuff, and the gimmicky stuff, the meals, the bars, the shakes, all that. But if you've dealt with like the yo-yo stuff and the weight coming back after a short amount of time, you can actually change your life. And that's what happened with me with Milwaukee Weight Loss. It's doctor-developed natural, and it's helped people like me lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks. It's not easy, but you can do it. I did it. And many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in just a month or two. And I've actually lost about 5 pounds since I lost the original weight. Ready to stop all that yo-yo dieting? Take control of your life. There's a smarter, faster, and safer way to do that. It's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com or call them. Just call them right now. Get a free consultation. 262-393-2334. I'll go slow. 262-393-2334. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, reminding you to double-check your home. Siding Unlimited is the proven exteriors professionals for 31 years. Family-owned and locally operated right here in Wisconsin. Call Siding Unlimited and visit sidingunlimited.com.
One more C to talk about. Stephen Colbert, his show, he announced.
Last night.
Going away, not right away.
May 2026.
Yeah, I mean, you and I had a running conversation this morning. Late night TV is changing. It has been changing for a long time. Just give an example. Back in the day, and this is old man talk, so be prepared. Johnny Carson would average 9 million watchers a night, and in his last week, he averaged almost 20 million.
Yeah.
Now, different media environment back then, only a few channels. But we're talking 1 million sometimes for some of these late night shows, sometimes 3 million if they got a really great guest. But so it's not the same thing, and there's lots of other choices now. But basically, they're saying to Stephen Colbert, you're going away, and it's not the first one. We've had other shows. The gentleman who
It's the first of the big ones, though.
Yeah, the Jimmy Kimmels and the
Seth Meyer.
Seth Meyer.
Well, Seth Meyer's later, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
So in that time slot, it's Jimmy Fallon. It's
Jimmy
Stephen. There's Jimmy Kimmel.
Yep.
There's Jimmy Fallon, there's Jimmy Kimmel, and there's Colbert.
Yeah.
And so those are the 3 big ones
Yeah.
at that time slot. And then later is Seth Meyers. I don't know who else is in the lineup for the show
I think
after
everybody
that.
else is gone, basically.
But so it's the timing of this, because both, at least, Joe, you didn't weigh in on this, but the timing is weird because the finances of talk shows, I do agree, When he could start a podcast tomorrow and probably get just as many downloads and listens.
Probably more.
Probably more, right?
The infrastructure,
like Conan O'Brien, his podcast is wildly popular. So there's
the infrastructure of a network talk show, comedy show at night is millions
they probably
of
still
dollars.
get more views now on their YouTube channel than who are tuning into the show.
Absolutely.
So I get that. But it is also suspicious that it is happening days after the settlement came out with Paramount and the Trump case. Stephen Colbert lit that up on his show.
Called it a bribe.
In a monologue. And then a couple days after that, show is going to sunset next year.
More than one thing can be true at the same time.
Agreed.
The economics of late night television and the cultural influence of it is changing, has been changing. This is a tale as long as I've been an adult, right? That can be true. At the same time, it can be deeply, deeply concerning that if what happened here was the state, the Trump administration, insisted as part of a deal, whether on book or off book, with a major media corporation in this country, that we will not approve the deals that you want unless you fire this person. That is deeply, deeply troubling if it is true.
Is that what you're saying has happened?
It sure looks that way. We don't know it, but if that is true, at the same time, it is true that, there's changes to late night lineups and Colbert's kind of been doing it a while. Like, both of those things can be true at the same time, and if they are, that is deeply, deeply concerning. We are seeing this administration go after individual journalists. We know that they're playing fast and loose with ethics rules. They're hollowing out the Division of Public Integrity at the Department of Justice. Multiple members of Congress have called this the most corrupt administration in American history. This is a problem. If they can use the power of the government to tell corporations what they can and can't do, who they can and can't hire, and conservatives used to give a rip about that.
I'd say this. Colbert's not very funny.
I disagree.
He's just not
To
that
you,
good.
Shane Gillis is funny to you, but not to my wife.
Well,
humor's in the eye of the beholder.
Here's the point.
It's
What
a
Steve said
subjective
earlier, there was some data out earlier this week that I think it's 65 or 70% of content is consumed over the air, streaming. Not on.
Yeah.
So the dynamics of television have changed dramatically over the last 10 years, to say nothing of the last 40 years since Johnny Carson's been on the air. And I did a Google search this morning. David Letterman's average audience was 3.5 million. Colbert's is 2.5. Lots of nights it's barely over 1 million. So it's at least a third less. So he is not as attractive content-wise.
But his ratings are the highest of the night shows.
That may be, and it gets to your final point, which is he's probably going to be able to do just fine as a podcaster because he's got a narrow audience. Nobody on my side watches him, for example. I don't know if
nobody on my side watches Gutfeld.
And that's probably right.
Yeah.
Right?
Is Gutfeld funny?
No, but he's popular. Texter makes
It's a
great
weird
point.
show.
Texter makes a great point. Should CBS have sort of put some air between Colbert's comments? And then,
Yeah.
I mean, that
for
makes
sure.
no sense whatsoever.
Especially if it's not going away until next May anyway.
It looks like censorship.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the contract. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be airing through next May. Because this relationship,
Look at
I would
Dan
imagine.
Millard. You can make $21 million
What's
from
also
Milwaukee and
interesting
still
is
play in
Paramount
Portland.
owns Comedy Central, and so they own The Daily Show.
Yeah, I mean, we'll stay on this for the rest of the hour because I think there's some other pieces of this story that I think are interesting. Bill McCosh and Joseph Pecky, point taken with Kristin and Steve on 620 WTMJ.
Paying you to live more comfortably. A deal you do not want to pass up. Vince Vitrano for USA Insulation. They will insulate your walls from the exterior. No disruption inside your home. Blow and loose fiberglass in the attic, plus air seal everything. Most homeowners feeling a difference within 24 to 48 hours. And with government rebates, you could save 40 to 60% or more. No work for you to do. USA Insulation will process everything. Visit usainsulation.net. Start saving today.
USA Insulation.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes senior living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Pam.
Good friends of ours moved there, and they had invited us over for dinner a number of times. And they said, we waited way too long. You should come when you're younger. They had no idea it was going to be this great. There are just so many things to do, and it keeps you young. I mean, we have a lot of residents who are pushing 100. I believe they're there and still alive because of Three Pillars.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
Tony Evers and the Madison Democrats are too weak and too radical. But the same old career politicians can't stop them.
I'm Bill Berrien, a former Navy SEAL and Wisconsin manufacturer. I'm an outsider and a businessman, just like President Trump. I'm running for governor to advance the Trump agenda, shake up Madison, and put Wisconsin citizens first.
Let's fire the bureaucrats. Hire the outsider. Bill Berrien for governor. Paid for by Bill for Governor.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Hey, Wisconsin, are you feeling summer? Then it's time to feel cheesy. It's time to feel good. July 31st through August 10th, only at the Wisconsin State Fair. Presented by U.S. Cellular.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max, keeping you updated on culture and creativity.
You can literally roll with that flow and you're not left out if the text is presented in an engaging way.
The play begins when the audience walks in the room. And the purpose of a play is to create community, as is the church, as is going to a Bucks game, right?
I love that.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max, weeknights at 6 on WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
A couple minutes left with Bill and Joe on this Friday edition of Point Taken.
The first hour.
Wait, are you kicking us out?
No.
We may have a bonus hour here.
One of the things that I'm interested in, I want to hear what Kristin has to say about this. So much of what people consume about these late night shows is they didn't watch the show.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying.
They see it somewhere else.
Their clips get way more views. Like the segment of the interview that was the best gets shared 1 million times or whatever. Or the fun game they played when carpool karaoke was still a thing and stuff like that. Like that's what people see now.
So my point is,
same thing with SNL. I feel
we
like
shouldn't be surprised that these sort of relic legacy shows that existed 30, 40 years ago are going away. They are all going to go away.
Yeah.
And they're top heavy. You pay the whole. Fallon gets $15 million a year. I don't know what Colbert gets, but
I
I'm
think
sure
15 or 20.
Yeah. They have Colbert Show had 200, not 20, 200 full-time employees with salary and benefits.
yeah, those shows are hard to put on.
Yeah. So people, they see the clips. They're not watching these damn shows. So it's a significant change. It's a pivot for the country they're going to have to deal with. These shows will not exist. There'll be other things on at night, probably more
Video podcasts?
Yeah, more pay-per-view.
Probably.
But they're going to be low budget, low risk shows that the networks can put on to just fill the time and take
More
in some
reality TV that you
oh
love
my
so
God.
much.
Yeah, that's the other thing that scares the hell out of me. More reality
CNN's
TV.
got a documentary about like the history of late night. I call
They
it
do.
Summer.
Yeah, I've
it's
seen
really
it.
interesting.
Yeah, it's very good.
Like the guy who was a competitor of Carson, who was broadcasting the show
Who
from
was?
the Watergate hearings in the 70s.
Did he have a competitor?
Yeah.
Who?
I forget the name. I'll find it for you.
Yeah, it's a great series, by the way. And it's when you're older, we live that stuff. You didn't watch the Carson show.
I didn't watch the Carson show. I did watch Letterman. I watched Letterman with my parents growing up.
Letterman
That's
was
a core
also
memory.
as good as it gets. I mean,
But
he had
he
everybody.
was. God, he's a good interviewer.
Absolutely, and he still is.
That's what I mean. His Netflix show is
Yeah,
incredible.
Absolutely. Netflix making money like
Oh, my God.
nobody's business.
Hand over fist,
Ran
as they
into
say.
David Letterman on a bike trail on Martha's Vineyard.
5
when we went
seconds
there.
or less, everybody's favorite Netflix show right now. We'll do it after the news.
Okay.
All right. Think
Bin
about
Laden.
it. Yeah, that's a good one. All right. News is next.
Hi, I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. One of the biggest questions retirees face is when should I take Social Security? Should you claim it earlier for a smaller check or wait for a bigger payout? The wrong move could cost you thousands over the course of your retirement. And here's something most people don't realize. Social Security is only one piece of your income puzzle. If you don't coordinate it with your other retirement assets, you could pay more in taxes or even reduce your benefits without meaning to. At Drake & Associates, we help hardworking Americans like you make sense of their Social Security options so you can keep more of what you've earned. This isn't just about picking an age. It's about having a strategy so your retirement income lasts. That's why I want to send you a free retirement toolkit along with a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready. Inside, you'll find easy-to-understand strategies to help you maximize Social Security, lower taxes, and build a reliable income plan. Text SS to 414-897-9522 to claim your free copies while supplies last. If you're unsure about your Social Security options, don't wait. This is your chance to get clarity and confidence about your retirement income. Text SS to 414-897-9522. Secure your future today. Text SS to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping you retire with confidence.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets, something that can positively affect your mood, getting organized and clearing out the clutter. A well-rounded closet could be the most powerful room in your home. Inspired Closets can transform your closets or laundry room, your pantry, any space in your house. What separates Inspired Closets from the others? Their 3D design software and a culture that promises to build what you want and need. Call my friends Katie and Dan today, a wife-husband team ready to help. Inspired Days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit to keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Yates brings home the pitch. And a ground ball through the left side, into left field for a base hit. Frelick trots home. It is Brooms for the Brewers.
It's the Brewers and the Dodgers in Los Angeles. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 8:35 on the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
11 o'clock, we have 66 degrees. It is going to be mostly sunny today with a high up to 75. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Connie Weber. A Wisconsin surgeon is accused of possessing child pornography.
46-year-old Calvin Erickson was arrested Tuesday near his home in Brookfield. He's facing federal charges for distribution and possession of child pornography. Erickson is a surgeon at Froedtert Hospital and an assistant professor at the Medical College of Wisconsin. According to court documents, federal agents conducted a 2-year investigation into Erickson's possible connections to child sexual abuse material. Court records indicate Erickson was released on a signature bond. He's scheduled to appear back in federal court on July 31st. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Attorney General Pam Bondi says the Justice Department will request grand jury transcripts tied to the Jeffrey Epstein federal investigations after President Trump called on her to produce relevant testimony related to the case as long as the court approves. More from ABC's Karen Travers.
What happens next could be a pretty lengthy process. This is all subject to that court approval. They'll have to go to the federal judge in the Southern District of New York and ask for that review because this grand jury testimony, of course, had been sealed. And they have to look at how this potentially could have an impact on the victims and how this impacts anybody that had testified and the process that played out behind closed doors.
Trump now questioning why Democrats did not release files in connection to Epstein's case. The House sending a package of $9 billion in DOGE spending cuts to President Trump's desk. Lawmakers voted 216 to 213 to approve the cuts to public broadcasting, global health programs, and foreign aid. This after Republican senators narrowly passed the package on Thursday. Have you noticed your backyard barbecue is getting more expensive?
Cooking out burgers this summer has been a lot more expensive. Beef prices are moving up into record territory. New federal numbers show the average price for a pound of ground beef is now more than $6, up 12% in a year. The price of steaks up about 8%, helping to drive the prices the smallest American cattle herds in nearly 75 years. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Governor Tony Evers soon to announce whether or not he'll run for governor again. TMJ4 chief political reporter Charles Benson tells WTMJ's Wisconsin's Afternoon News there are reasons the governor should consider running for a third term.
One of them being that his job approval numbers have consistently been okay. And when I say okay, that's not a negative. In a state that is divided as ours, that he's getting job approval numbers that are normally in the positive range, that's a good thing.
The decision to be announced in the next several days. Body found in Nebraska identified as a missing woman from Wisconsin. Nebraska State Patrol officers found the body of 67-year-old Dorinda Segbrecht in the back seat of her car after it crashed into a creek near Lincoln. Police arrested the driver, 23-year-old Gavin Thompson of Dodgeville, early Wednesday morning. Colonel Brian Wall.
The Dodgeville Police Department has confirmed that Thompson is the suspect in their investigation regarding a disappearance and a death in Dodgeville, Wisconsin.
Thompson could face charges of first-degree intentional homicide, armed robbery, hiding a corpse, and operating a vehicle without owner's consent. No signs of foul play in the death of a 13-year-old boy whose body was recovered Wednesday after he went swimming in a non-designated area at J.C. Quarry Park in Sheboygan. Police there say in the aftermath of the incident, false and misleading information circulated on social media, and it prompted an exchange of threats among community members online. Police investigated one threat that led to an arrest. The garden doctor is in at the State Fair this year. The State Fair segments include gardening tips and research-based soil improvement hacks. Garden expert Melinda Myers tells WTMJ.
And it's all research-based. So our feature garden this year is about companion planting, and I have some containers I'm bringing with me to demonstrate that. My next talk is new variety. So it might be plants that are new to the garden centers this year, or maybe just some of those that are recently introduced that may be new to a lot of the people visiting.
You can catch Myers at the We Energies Park at State Fair. Time for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow down 139, NASDAQ up 18, the S&P 500 up a point. What does the one big beautiful bill mean for your taxes and retirement? Join Annex Wealth Management for a free webinar Wednesday, July 23rd at noon. Get up to speed fast. Head to annexwealth.com. Look for the events tab. Sports, traffic, and weather up next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:04.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here. How's the knee feeling? Still bothering you? Or the back? Is the back still barking like ever? Is it bad enough where you're not even enjoying the summer because you're not doing what you want to do because of the achy joint pain? You're stuck. And now you're hearing, maybe you're going to need surgery. Well, maybe not. You really should try calling QC Kinetics, the leaders in regenerative medicine. QC Kinetics uses treatments like advanced cellular therapy and platelet-rich plasma, all designed to actually help your body heal itself. No knife, no drugs, no downtime, and no masking of the pain. It's at least worth calling for a second opinion. Call QC Kinetics today. It's 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Meet with the team and let them explain firsthand how QC Kinetics can help you enjoy your summer. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Well, if you need flagstone for your new natural patio, Erickson's is the place to find it. We have the largest selection and 15 styles to choose from. And for decorative stone, Erickson's is your best choice. Our decorative stone is trucked in from all over the country. We buy straight from the quarry and cut out the middleman to keep your prices nice and low. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. So he said to me, boy, oh boy, do you got the boulders. And I said, you betcha. And he said, do you mind if I cherry pick? And I said, feel free. They're all beautiful and they're all granite. Sparkling pinks, blues, and grays from 4 to 36 inches. And they're all priced right. Because we buy direct from the source nationwide to give you the look you want. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
J Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Packers quarterbacks, rookies, and injured players report to Lambeau Field for training camp today. Veterans set to arrive to the team facilities Tuesday before the first full practice the next day. Packers open the preseason August 9th against the Jets. Brewers begin the second half of the season on the road tonight, putting a 7-game winning streak on the line against the Dodgers. Brewers swept the Dodgers at home earlier this month. And the Bucks wrap up the Las Vegas Summer League schedule against the Heat tonight. They're 1-3 so far, having beaten the Nuggets and lost to the Cavaliers, Clippers, and Bulls. Take a look at the roads now with your WTMJ time saver traffic still working a crash. It is going to be on the ramp, not on the freeway itself, but on the ramp from Highway 26 to I-94 West. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Mostly sunny today, high 75, then increasing cloudiness overnight, low 66. Mid-morning storms possible tomorrow with a high Saturday of 81. Partly cloudy Sunday and Monday with highs in the mid to upper 70s. Tuesday, partly cloudy, a slight chance of an afternoon shower or storm with a high of 82. 68 in Madison, 67 in Green Bay, and 66 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:08.
Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue. It's time for Point Taken. Here are your hosts, Steve Scaffidi and Kristin Brey.
Welcome back to the 11 o'clock hour of Point Taken. Bill McCoshen, Joe Zepecki, Steve Scaffidi, and me. All right. Tony Evers, shall we discuss?
We were going to talk about Netflix briefly, but if you don't want to.
Oh, I still don't. I'm going to say the most watched in our household on Netflix right now, Miss Rachel.
Yeah, it's a kids program.
Yes.
Yeah. I discovered this Chaos show, the series on Netflix. It like takes Greek mythology and like puts it in sort of a modern setting. The only famous person in it is Jeff Goldblum. He's brilliant in it. Check it out, Chaos. I think it's a 1-season series.
Also, rewatched Independence Day on Independence Day this year.
Oh, he's good.
God, he was a smoke show. I was so young when
Jeff
that movie came out.
Goldblum?
Jeff Goldblum looked great in that movie. I was too young to appreciate how good looking he was then. He just looked old to me then. Anyways,
Okay.
Joe, go ahead.
I don't see age.
Oh, you have to be a loyal listener to understand that one.
Black Doves. And
Also very good,
A
yes.
Man on the Inside and The Residents. Top 3 Netflix shows this year.
I love Black Doves. I haven't heard of any. Amazing. Oh my God, it was amazing.
We get our recommendations from our oldest son, Patrick. The most recent one we watched was Osama bin Laden. It's three-hour-long,
Yeah.
three-part, very good. A lot of details in there I had forgotten.
Was that Brett Favre story on Netflix, or was that different? 3-part?
I think it was.
Haven't seen that one yet.
I haven't
We just
either.
rewatched the Rogers one because my wife missed it at Christmas when the boys binged it. So we rewatched the Rogers and his freaky drug thing.
Yeah. Is he cool with his inside his own skin, or what's his deal?
I don't know.
I don't think
I think
so.
the whole thing's kind of weird. There's something unresolved
There's a hole
in
he's
his
trying
life.
to fill.
Kristen said he's going to marry himself.
I did not say that. It was an AI. It was very funny.
It was funny. That's why I gave you the credit for that. All right, Tony Evers. Lots of conversation, including in this building and this
station
about whether the governor of the state of Wisconsin, Tony Evers, who was on. It's interesting, all this speculation. The only show that actually had the governor on was our show, where we asked him the question.
And he didn't know.
He didn't know. You're a Democrat, Joe.
What a segue this is. I got a little something for Dan O'Donnell, for John Mercure, for you all, for everybody who's going, is he going to run? Is it 36 hours? Jazz, hit me.
5 letters here, just for everybody out there in Packerland and yourself today. RELAX. Relax.
We ate that up when that first came out.
That's actually brilliant because, one, you're just a guest on the program for the most part, but you incorporated the producer. You had audio. You linked it to
like
the
he
thing
runs
we
the
just
show.
talked about.
It's really
This is
something.
good radio.
Brilliant radio.
I need everybody to take a damn chill pill. The midterm elections are 472 days away. Tony Evers, a successful 2-term governor. You said it, Steve.
I did.
This is a governor who has accomplished things.
Mm-hmm.
He has said he was going to take a couple of weeks after the budget process was over to make up his mind. Nobody knows other than the governor and his wife if they've even made a decision. I actually think it's very possible they haven't. And you know what? If he makes a decision next week or the week after that or next month, all of it's okay. Why do we need this to be a damn near 500-day campaign?
Junkies, Joe. We need the next hit.
RELAX. Relax. There's no rush here.
Well, there sort of is.
He
No, there's
created a
not.
rush. He created a
Yeah,
rush.
you have to sort it out. He said it. He
Multiple
said the
times.
statement. He's created this environment where we want to know because he said, I'll tell you in a couple weeks.
Do you think longer campaigns are the answer to what ails our politics? Because I don't.
I'm not going to tell Tony Evers how to run his races. He's won 2 very successful races. Why would I tell him anything?
And people are losing their minds over, he only raised $700,000. He's got $2 million in the bank.
Yes,
he is
he
a
does.
proven fundraiser. If he decides to run or not run, it is not going to be about how much money is in the bank. This guy can raise the money. If he decides to run again, he will be the strongest candidate that we could have, and the financial resources will be there. So everybody just chill.
So we know this because Chris and I have been talking about this, and we asked the governor if he would come on our show in State Fair. We actually know, because we talked about this morning as well, that he's going to be on the show at the State Fair, which is, I don't know, a couple weeks away.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Less than 2 weeks.
Is he going to challenge Kristin to a cream puff eating contest?
No.
He loves cream
Are we
puffs.
announcing that?
Yeah, you can announce. Go ahead.
I got asked to be in the cream puff eating contest.
I love
celebrity.
I love it.
I know.
Yeah,
I made it.
Our very own celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a Sporky judge yet. That's the next step.
I've actually asked to be a Sporky judge.
Why did you turn it down?
No, I said I asked. They didn't ask me. Much different reality than in the world that I live in.
Because I feel like the Sporky judges get the best version of the food.
Yes,
Because
fresh.
once it's getting made all day, every day. Like I've had some of the Sporky winners at the fair, and I'm like, this is not very good. But I think when you get it as a judge, it's the best you're going to get.
Got a little advice for you from my niece Micah. We'll figure out the cream puff eating contest version of this, but my brother-in-law, her dad, was in the hot dog eating contest on the 4th of July in Hales Corners. And little Micah, the wisdom of a child, said, it's not about whether you win or lose. It's just whether or not you have fun playing with your wieners. And so the hot dogs, the wieners.
Well, there's the Catholic guilt again.
Yeah, I mean, we can figure out a cream puff version of that.
Oh, the joke my husband said, I probably can't say it here, but it was in a similar vein.
Good edits. Good edits.
We love you, Micah.
But seriously, I mean, Bill, whatever Evers does, Republicans have
It changes the
choice,
dynamic.
yeah?
I was 60-40. He is running until I saw his finance report. Everything Joe said is right. He's a very good fundraiser, and being the incumbent makes it even easier to raise money. But for comparison purposes, in this 6-month period 4 years ago, he had raised $5 million. This time he raised $700,000. 5 years ago, he had $7 million in the bank. Now he's got $2 million. So there's a fairly significant drop off here, which suggests to me I'm going to lower my odds to 50-50 that he's going to run again. If he doesn't run, and look at the budget. This is a budget that Tony Evers can walk off into the sunset and say, that was a legacy budget. I got the things that were important to me. And that would be true. He didn't get everything he wanted, particularly related to education, but he got the majority of what he wanted in that budget. So he can walk off and say, I did my deal, I'm done. I'm 73 years old. Kathy and I are going to go play pickleball and maybe, spend some time in Florida in the winter and spend some time with our grandkids. And good for him. And then because I'm one of the 72 Dolphins as it relates to Tommy Thompson, we'll all pop a bottle of champagne that Tommy will remain the only three-term governor, actually 4-term governor in Wisconsin history.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's reason enough for Evers to take another run.
Let me
at
ask
it.
it this way:
Yeah.
either way he goes, you're good. You're confident in the people that will come forward to run for that position.
Yes,
on the
I think
Democratic
it's going to. I think this is going to be a good political environment for Democrats. We see Trump's approval rating continue to plummet, not just overall, but on what used to be good issues for him, like immigration. So with an unpopular president, with a generic ballot already looking bad, and those things usually get worse for the party in power, it's going to be a good year for Dems. We have a bevy of well-qualified, capable candidates. I'm good either way. Governor Evers deserves the space to make this decision. I hope that he runs again. He is the most popular Democrat, most popular politician in Wisconsin, and I think he has earned a third term. But if he decides that he wants to move on, we'll get him the gold watch and send him on his way.
I want to ask you one more question after the break because it's real specific. Then we'll move on to some other stuff, including should the President of the United States, the current one, get a Nobel Prize, which... Two people
BB
have
thinks he
nominated
should.
him. Two world leaders have nominated for
And
it.
one who's been accused of war crimes. So
Right. All right. But I have a question about 20 years. We'll get to that with Joe and maybe Bill, too. Point taken. Friday edition, 620 WTMJ.
The One Big Beautiful Bill spans over 800 pages and introduces provisions and policy shifts that could impact your taxes and retirement. It marks a significant overhaul of the government's role across multiple sectors. As the implications unfold, questions abound. Annex Wealth Management is hosting a webinar to address these concerns. Join us Wednesday, July 23rd at noon for a free webinar. We'll explore the latest updates and open the chat for your questions. It's a valuable learning opportunity for everybody. Register today at annexwealth.com/events.
Set sail on an unforgettable adventure with Celebrity Cruises. Discover exclusive offers only available through Fox World Travel during the Fox exclusive July sale. Experience luxury at sea with world-class dining, exhilarating entertainment, and stunning destinations. Whether you're dreaming of the Caribbean, Alaska, or beyond, we've got the perfect cruise for you. Book now to enjoy stackable discounts only at Fox World Travel. The sale ends July 25th. Don't miss out.
Following Jesus. Learning to trust Him more deeply, we learn to center our lives and our plans in Him. He is God's plan, and we get to be included as His followers.
Dr. Michael Ziegler talks with pro surfer and shark attack survivor Bethany Hamilton about her life and faith. This week on The Lutheran Hour.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
The All-Star break may be a nice reset for some, but we're picking up right where we left off.
Line drive. Base hit. Ball game over. Caleb Durbin does it again. 6-5 the final, and the winning streak is up to 6 for the Brewers.
It's the Brewers and the Dodgers in Los Angeles. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 8:35. We are the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
All right. We have to podcast the commercial break conversations because they're so good. They're rich. They're
on
deep.
the road to Shambhala.
Kristin swears a lot. No, she didn't swear a lot. I'm just making that up.
She does.
I do.
She does.
I think I actually. No, I don't want to.
It's the rapids
I
in
tell
it.
a story, but I don't want to now.
You know, I was raised in Madison.
Yeah,
I do know.
Okay.
That's why you're so liberal. And,
Yeah, probably.
Ooh, damn.
Probably.
All right.
Madison West.
but smart.
Oh, are those two things mutually exclusive usually?
There are differences between Madison Democrats and South Side of Milwaukee Democrats.
That is true.
That is very
That
true.
is
All right,
extremely true.
Chris and I talked about this yesterday. I want to get into all of that stuff, but I'm curious what you think. There are journalists or advocacy journalists, probably more appropriately, that they want to move to the younger candidates and move Tony Evers to the side, the Mr. Rogers of Wisconsin politics, to move him to the side and get some, I don't know, 25-year-old, 35-year-old fresh face. Not a 45-year-old fresh face, because that doesn't exist, Joseph Pecky. But what do you think about that idea?
I think it's crazy. I think it's absurd. We're talking about one person whose name I'm not even going to use, who concocted this, analogy between Tony Evers and Joe Biden.
And keeps talking about it
as if they are analogous. They are not. Tony Evers is more than capable of serving another 4 years as governor. And are there some elements within the Democratic Party who want a fresh face? Of course there are. But this notion that Tony Evers has to pass the torch and he's not up to doing the job again, when for the last 8 years he has demonstrated that he can and is doing the job, it's just nonsense. And so, if there's a primary, there will be multiple candidates if Evers moves on, and we'll hash that out. And maybe Democrats will pick a younger person and a fresher face, or maybe they won't. Because for all of the talk about Mamdani in New York, what hasn't been talked about is there was a young fresh face versus a establishment Democrat, legacy Democrat in an Arizona congressional primary this week. And you know what? The young fresh face got their butt kicked. They lost by 30 points
Oh, is that what the
to
final?
the daughter of the late Congressman Gravalja. So these overarching, we know what's best. No, we're not doing that. This stuff will get sorted out in some states and in some regions. The Democratic Party will want candidates who are more liberal. In other places, they'll want them who are more conservative. In other places, they will end up being older Democrats or middle-aged Democrats. And some places, they'll be younger. And that's the way it should work. The Democratic Party is a Big Ten.
How old is David Crowley, the county executive?
He's my age. He's 38 or 39.
Oh, okay.
So is Chevy.
Yeah.
Cavalier. Mayor Johnson.
Yeah. And Steve's like, wow, Zepecki's a lot older than that.
Yes.
Even older than he actually is. If you carbon dated him, he'd be even older.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
So Dan Schaefer's the guy we're talking about because he's a regular guest on here. He's written some pieces on this. I think they were interesting. It's not my side. At the end of the day, elections are binary choices. It's Evers versus somebody. Who's somebody, right? If you look at the data in the Marquette poll, 55% of the voters don't want Evers to run again. Pay no attention to that. I've just done some focus groups this week statewide. Evers does not have the depth of support you might think he does. But having said that, it's still a binary choice. You can't beat something with nothing. So Republicans have to present a credible alternative, regardless if it's Tony Evers or it's David Crowley or it's somebody else next year if you want to win the governorship. I'm one to currently believe that 2026 could be a very good year for Republicans, much like 22 was for Democrats. It was supposed to be a red wave, turned out not to be a red wave. It wasn't even a red trickle. Democrats did well. Biden, actually picked up seats in the House. I think the same could happen on the Republican side because of what I think is coming as it relates to the economy. But candidates still matter. You have to have good candidates. We want to win the governorship. If you want to have if you're listening to this and you want to have a budget that spends more than 16%, which this one did, you got to have a Republican governor. Full stop.
Question quickly, since you guys have been around Wisconsin politics a lot longer than I have. What is the origins? Like, how long has it always been the primary is in August and so close to the general?
That got changed I think 2010.
Why?
No, I think
or it was right before the 12 election. Because
I'm so old. I worked on a September primary election.
So did I.
in
Oh, so it was
Wisconsin.
even later.
Oh, it was later.
Yeah.
It was later.
So what would it take to move it earlier?
People didn't want to move it earlier because it moves up the filing deadlines, and it could disrupt the April elections, which I think is okay.
Okay.
But as it relates to the legislature, if you got a legislative candidate who's trying to level up to be a congressman or a United States senator or even governor or a lieutenant governor, it may happen during their term.
We got a break. Information you're not going to get anywhere else because this is the most in-depth political conversation in the state of Wisconsin. I said it. All right, after the break, Nobel? Does this president qualify? We'll see after this.
Hey, boaters! This is Dave Dorrell from Kendor Marine. And if you're a boater and you haven't been here, ask around. And I think some of your boater buddies will tell you you're missing out. Because at Kendor Marine, we have everything you need but the water. And when you get here, you'll know that's no exaggeration. So get in the know, because boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water. Hey, boaters!
From fishing to water sports and everyday essentials like anchors and life jackets, along with an incredible selection of hardware, Kendor Marine is a boater's paradise. This is Dave Dorrow, and our endless selection of boating parts and accessories all but assure you one-stop shopping for all your boating needs. And that's why boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
Classic feeling. Your home is failing. Windows are old, roof looks horrible, siding is distressed. Even your front door fights you on everything. Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and I will be on the Fix It Show this Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. 1 hour where you get to call in and ask about your failing home and how the professionals at Siding Unlimited can help you. Can't wait until Saturday? Bring your pictures to our Siding Unlimited showroom and let's chat. Start your home updating journey with Siding Unlimited at sidingunlimited.com.
A Friday fish fry is a family tradition. Enjoy the all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry tonight at the historic, the beautiful, the amazing Fox and Hound Supper Club. WTMJ's John Merck here. It is one of the best. All other dinners this weekend are buy one, get one free. Pan-fried walleye, seafood, steak and lobster, prime rib on Saturdays. Any entree, your second dinner is free. They bring that dessert tray around. You don't want to miss that, especially because desserts are also buy one, get one free. This Saturday, only enjoy a 10-ounce prime rib with 3 shrimp, 3 scallops, and a 4-ounce grilled salmon topped with garlic butter and all the sides for $69.99. Sounds good, huh? Well, that's for 2 dinners on a Saturday night. The Fox and Hounds off Highway 167, 2 miles east of Holy Hill. The drive through the Cut of Moraine is gorgeous. And this Saturday only, enjoy 2 prime rib, shrimp, scallop, and salmon dinners for just $69.99. Tables are open, but call and reserve your free dinner. It's great food, great service. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com.
Hey, it's Vince Vitrano from Wisconsin's Morning News. It's baseball season, which means Brewers 360 is back every day at 8:40. Sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited. Every day, all season long, we're joined exclusively by Brewers guests, including manager Pat Murphy and more. So Murphy, as we're wrapping up our interview.
Great talking to you. Really enjoyed it, okay?
I was like, you did? Is he just in a good mood, or what'd y'all do to Murph?
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting.
Second hour with Bill McCosh and Joseph Becky, our strategist friends who join us every Friday on Point Taken. Kristin and Steve here on 620 WTMJ.
Now we're in the double bonus.
Yeah, double
not
bonus.
Yet.
Yes.
Not yet.
Almost. We got
still,
the news.
still shooting 1-on-1.
We got the news coming up with Connie Weber in a bit, and the latest from ABC. But last week, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu nominated Donald Trump, the current president of the United States, for the Nobel Prize Other people have nominated him. Representative from Georgia, Buddy Carter, who I'm not familiar with. He also nominated the president for the Nobel Prize. People like Lindsey Graham have said he's worthy. Charlie Kirk, the talker. Other people. Bill, what do you think about this idea of Donald Trump maybe being a Nobel winner for peace? Not the science
I think it's
stuff.
worthy of discussion. I think the Trump doctrine really is world peace, and he's tried extremely hard in some difficult situations to bring peace, and some have turned out to be harder than he expected, the Russia-Ukraine situation. But there's no question that that's his default position is peace over war. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what the criteria they're looking for, but Barack Obama got it for being elected president. So I'm not sure what he did that was greater at that point in time than what Donald Trump has actually done as president.
Obama, to his credit, actually said he wasn't sure if he was even worthy of it. He got it right away. He got it right away. It was ridiculous, is what it was. Go ahead.
Let's talk facts. So in 4 years as president, Joe Biden launched 555 airstrikes. In the first 6 months of his term, Donald Trump has overseen 529. The conflict in the Middle East is still ongoing. The conflict in Russia and Ukraine is ongoing. I can't wait to talk about the thing I'm happy about from the other side this week. We're doing that, right?
We can.
Kristin will
yes. Yeah, we can do that.
India and Pakistan basically called BS on him having any role in that not escalating further. And so, those are all facts that Donald Trump said he would solve the Russia-Ukraine conflict within 24 hours. It's still ongoing. He said he wanted a permanent ceasefire in the Middle East, and it's still ongoing. So, if you want to give him the medal, the prize for effort, that's fine. I would like to see some results. If he actually gets these things, if he gets Russia back behind the lines, if he solves the Middle East thing, then absolutely give the man the Nobel Peace Prize.
Maybe a pause.
But I'm pretty skeptical that he's going to be able to pull it off.
Does anyone think he's going to win the Nobel Prize?
No.
I think he's got a shot, yeah.
Really?
I do.
He sort of made up.
Can you think anyone else in the world that's trying to do more for peace, promote peace than him?
But I don't argue that he believes in that, but I some of his actions and some of the things he said about like Putin or not said about Putin are concerning in that area. But
you're also forgetting, like, this is not an election. It's like 5 Swiss professors sitting in a room in an ivory tower. Like, he's not winning it.
This group of people is nominated by the citizens of Norway.
Yeah, which I would normally think he wouldn't have a shot at. But I also wouldn't think that the NATO chief would say the nice things he said about American president, both on foreign soil and on American soil. So, times have changed. Trump has changed things.
It's not just a river in Egypt, folks.
I'm looking at the list on Wikipedia of the last, in the 2020s, in the 21st century of who's won. And I have to go back. I mean, this is maybe showing my own naivete. I have to go back to 2014 when Malala won it. We got to go to the news.
All right.
And that's the last person it's been over 10 years since I even recognized a name.
Here's the latest from ABC.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Severson. Denying that there's evidence in the Justice Department's Jeffrey Epstein files implicating him, President Trump on social media. Angry MAGA supporters allege a lack of transparency. Mr. Trump ordering the Attorney General to release more material. ABC's Karen Travers.
If it takes a while for it to come out, that means this firestorm is unlikely to die down for the president and his administration because they are facing pressure to release the files.
The third senior aide to the Joe Biden family has pleaded the fifth to a closed-door House Oversight Committee hearing, says the chairman, James Comer.
Annie Tomasini, who was a key gatekeeper in Joe Biden's White House, joins the former president's doctor and a top advisor to Jill Biden, all of whom have asserted their rights against self-incrimination.
ABC's Stephen Portnoy in Washington. Consumer sentiment ticked higher in July, says a University of Michigan survey. A bad storm with potential flooding possible today in the Gulf Coast. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:31. I'm Connie Weber. An arrest in connection with a deadly hit-and-run. Oconomowoc police took 49-year-old Matthew Brennicky into custody Thursday night. He's wanted in connection to the incident that killed 87-year-old Alan Amy. Amy was riding his tractor home after mowing grass at a local church Monday afternoon. He was hit by a vehicle near Allen Road and Orchard Circle in Oconomowoc. He died 2 days later. 25-year-old man could face up to 130 years in prison if convicted of kidnapping a 7-year-old at gunpoint, demanding money and jewelry from his mother for his safe return. Corey Williams allegedly took Jamal White while he was riding his bike near 60th and Eustis last Friday. He was found safe in an apartment near 39th and Lloyd the next day. A teenager was also arrested in connection with the kidnapping. National Weather Service confirms 4 tornadoes touched down in Wisconsin Wednesday. 3 of them were EF0s, one between Eustisford and Waupun, one north of Beaver Dam, and another in Mazomanie in Dane County. An EF1 touched down in Dodgeville. Weather Service focusing on 10 areas of rotation. Crews could need at least until Monday to survey all the impacted areas. Time for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is down 238 points, 44,246. NASDAQ down 23 at 20,861. S&P 500 is down 9 at 6,288. What does the One Big Beautiful Bill mean for your taxes and retirement? Join Annex Wealth Management for a free webinar Wednesday, July 23rd at noon. Get up to speed fast. Head to annexwealth.com and look for the events tab. Take a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Just a little bit of slowing right now. I-43 southbound Brown Deer Road, usually about a 10-minute drive. It's going to take you probably an extra 5. And then slow and go both directions. I-41 both north and southbound Highway Q to the Zoo interchange. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Mostly sunny today, reaching a high of 75. Increasing cloudiness tonight with a low of 66 overnight. Scattered showers and storms possible tomorrow. The highest chance will be mid-morning. It'll be humid tomorrow with a high of 81. Sunday and Monday, partly cloudy skies with high 76. Sunday, 77 Monday. And then a slight chance of a storm Tuesday afternoon and evening, partly cloudy with a high of 82. 68 in Madison, 67 in Green Bay, and 66 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:34.
If you've ever worried about your heart, if you've ever loved someone with heart disease, if you've ever wondered if you're the one at risk, let's remind ourselves that we are not powerless. Because at the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, we're pushing to outsmart heart and vascular disease by working with you personally to understand your history, assess your risks, and guide you to heart strength. By digging deep with tireless research and offering access to leading-edge clinical trials. And for the most serious conditions, including heart failure, heart valve disease, arrhythmias, and vascular diseases, we provide renowned expertise and the most advanced life-saving procedures you expect from academic medicine. So let's get out in front of heart disease. Let's outsmart it. Let's keep pushing so that every one of us can outrun it and embrace every beautiful day life in Wisconsin has to offer. To learn more about our nationally renowned heart and vascular care, visit froedtert.com/heart.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Just hanging out on a Friday with Bill McCosh, Joseph Pecky, Kristin Brey, Scaffidi. Point taken on 620 WTMJ. Kristin?
Double OT.
Yes.
We're now in double OT.
Yeah, we are.
Welcome to the last
We did it,
fourth
Bill.
of
First
the
one to
show.
score wins.
We finally earned it.
You earned your way to that final half
Well, we've
hour.
hosted this in a 3-hour format before.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so this
Which is a
isn't-
lot of Bill McCosh and Joseph Pecky, trust me.
That's a lot.
Haven't listened back to that. Whew.
I'm just
Our wives were not listening, let me assure you.
No.
This isn't even a story. It's a clip of two people who represent Wisconsin, who constantly are swiping at each other online. And
It's like a cat fight, really.
I don't know. It's just the prime example of unserious people having very serious jobs.
I'm going to stop you right now. Mark Pocan is a serious legislator.
Is he?
He has proven that.
Is he?
Yes.
What is his thing of this? All right, I'm going to play the
What's
clip.
his thing? His thing is he knows DVO's got like permeable skin that he can get under, and so he pokes
All
at
right,
the guy
let's play
all
the
the
clip.
time.
So basically, they were on Capitol Hill. Representative Pocan was giving an interview. I think it was with Spectrum News, and the motorcycle you're going to hear is Representative Van Orden, basically revving his motorcycle as the start. So here we go. It's about a minute long.
Way that you're not going to have those safeguards. That's the real problem.
Anything else? There he is.
Buddy, Derek Van Orden, you can put that on the news. Hey, Derek. Classy as always, man. We love it. Thank you.
Have you lost your mind?
Yeah, right.
You know, people read the stuff.
I saw your drunken tweet at 1:30 in the morning last night.
No,
That
I
was
got done with the
interesting.
NDA.
Oh, I
Let's
got
finish
you.
up. Listen, Mark,
Yeah,
you've
finish
got a
up here.
problem, and I don't know what it is, but I encourage you to see the mental health counselor. It's absolutely disgusting.
Derek, why don't you debate me? Why are you so afraid to debate anyone here? We could do this in the media. Why don't you want to debate the big, beautiful bill?
Mark
Why are you
Pocan
afraid
has never
to
had a
have
job in
debate
his
on the
entire
bill?
life other than politics, and he doesn't understand it.
I've owned a small business for 37 years. Tony, you've owned a
Yes,
small
and
business. That's a little work, isn't it?
And he funnels over $500,000 a year of his campaign money to buy signs from his company.
Okay, look that up. Oh, my God. Are you drinking right now, Derek? That's the real question. All right.
Here's the part of this that I want to flag for people
Okay.
because I think it's gotten really missed. Tony, in that exchange, is Republican Congressman Tony Weed, who represents the 8th Congressional District. Mark Pocan and Tony Weed's politics are very different. Do you agree, Bill?
Yep, totally.
They were doing a joint appearance. I don't even know what it was about, but probably something that is non-controversial and matters to Wisconsin that they're like working together on. And that is how this should work. That people like Mark Pocan, who are far to the left, and people like Tony Weed, who are far to the right, can find common cause and do joint appearances like Bill and I do every week and not be total knobs to one another. And for Derek Van Orden to do what he did, that is why Mark Pocan keeps poking at the guy, because he is easy to rile up and make look and sound like a lunatic, because that's what DVO sounded and looked like there. And who was the one who wanted to keep it on the issues? Mark Pocan going, Derek, why don't we debate the big, beautiful bill? If you voted for it, debate me. And Pocan is going into Van Orden's district and doing town halls, taking questions from constituents in the 3rd because Van Orden won't do it. You can bemoan where the serious people. Mark Pocan is the serious person in that conversation based on that clip and what I have seen for the last several years.
My thing is I feel like he keeps poking the bear. And I don't know if it's to show, because obviously there's a lot of people in the base, so the Democratic base, who want elected Democrats to fight more, right? They want more of a backbone. They want more of what are you doing to stop this administration, to get Congress to do something. So I just don't know if him constantly poking at Representative Van Orden is him demonstrating that he's doing that. I'm trying to understand the battle between them.
Van Orden could have driven in any direction other than that interview. What do you want Pocan to do in that case?
So I've known Mark Pocan a long time. Where Joe and I are going to disagree, he's a very smart guy.
Oh, and
not just on policies, very smart on politics. He was far more effective, in my opinion. This is where his people are going to lose their, you know what, when he was in the legislature than he's been in the Congress. He hasn't done much in the Congress. And that's disappointing. I thought he would do more while he was out there. I thought he'd be a bigger player on the political side. I thought he'd be a bigger player on the policy side. He's really not. When he ran the Joint Finance Committee here in 9 and 10, he was a player. He was a big-time player and got things done, and he was a strategist politically. This is all beneath him. I don't get it. I do get it. It's all about the 3rd Congressional District, where Democrats are now on their 2nd and 3rd attempt to try and redistrict that seat.
But
to try
Rebecca
and get
Cook has
Derek
raised
Van Orden.
almost as much
Derek
money
Van
as-
Orden's a Navy SEAL. Of course he's going to fight back. And does he use language that a Navy SEAL would use? Yeah, he does. And our side likes that. I don't think anything Mark Pocan has done will harm Derek Van Orden in any manner.
I hear everything you're saying, but to me, the use of their time to excessively tweet constantly. I mean, or Van Orden like 40-some times in one day, and I don't know how many Pocan's doing, but it's
775 according to Dan O'Donnell yesterday. They'd done the research on it. I'm like, why would you do that? I don't get that.
That's the part that drives me nuts. Just do your damn jobs. I don't need to see you on Twitter. Am I wrong on that?
Do good things for people of Wisconsin. How about that?
I don't disagree, but I think it's kind of crazy that anybody who's like pro-Trump is like, boy, so-and-so is tweeting too much. Really?
Am I pro-Trump?
No, I'm talking about Bill.
I'm just saying the number of times he tweeted at Derek Van Orden or about Derek Van Orden.
It's 744 over how many months and years?
I think it's 18 months.
What's the connection between these? Away from the politics, what's the connection? Why do these two seem to have gone?
It's all about the seat. It's all about the seat.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
But Van Orden has not been in politics long enough to know that this is politics
And not personal?
And he thinks it's personal.
Well, he's a Navy SEAL. Yeah, you take a shot at him, he's got a bigger gun. He's gonna shoot back.
Serious question: Is there a chance that this thing could get violent at some point?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
No, because when there was, what was it, about a month ago, when there was a credible threat against Derek Van Orden, I think Pocan was one of the first ones to decry it and reach out.
Good to hear.
All right, so we're going to have a feel-good segment that we're going to try out when we come back. We need a name for it.
A segment to be named later.
A segment to be named later. But I thought about this on the drive over today. Do you have a name already?
I have a name. I'll tell you after the break.
All right, so that's the tease. Not as strong as Steve's tease.
Steve's got his A game today.
I didn't write the tease for this. This is
I know
your
that's the
thing.
name. It's not as strong as yours have been so far this show. But stay tuned.
I brought the A game.
It's point taken.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Shopco Optical. Get eyewear for everything you do at Shopco Optical. Schedule your annual comprehensive eye exam, check out new frame styles, and order your annual supply of contact lenses all in one place. Enjoy the time and attention your eyes deserve at Shopco Optical. Receive quality eye care and a personalized vision solution tailored to your specific vision and lifestyle needs. Call Shopco Optical or visit shopco.com to schedule an appointment at a location nearest you.
I'm Matt Dorner, CEO of Milwaukee Downtown Bid 21. Our business leaders value downtown Milwaukee.
We're proud to call downtown Milwaukee our home for over a century. I'm Mary Ellen Stanek, president of Baird Funds. As one of downtown's largest employers, Baird has a deep dedication to the community here. You could say we're invested in downtown's success.
Get down to business at MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sport called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian, taste what all the screamin' is about.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Summer is finally here. We're outside and maybe noticing the condition of our old windows. Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors, your local experts in stylish, energy-efficient replacement windows. Boost your curb appeal with top brands like Pella, Anderson, and Marvin, tailored to fit your home, your style, and your budget. Plus, installation by employee carpenters. Wood, vinyl, fiberglass, all on display in their newly remodeled New Berlin showroom. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. Visit hometownwindows.com today.
When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit to keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
like country music for old men right here. Nice job, Jazz.
All right, so as I was driving to work today, it just popped into my head. I'm like, oh, maybe this would make a fun segment because I feel like we're very good when the four of us, but specifically Joe and Bill, are making, jabs.
We're so mean to one another.
Not mean, but there's
Angry
there's-
Joe.
Yeah, Angry Joe. There's
texters.
always a fair amount of, well, what about this? That happens as far as Republican versus Democrat. So I thought we could introduce a new segment on Fridays where each of you has to say something sincerely, not a backhanded compliment, but a sincere compliment about someone. So either an elected official, a candidate, the party in general.
I can't just tell Bill how handsome I think he is.
No, it has to be. It has to be
That's all over
outside
the
of
text
this
line
room.
already.
A lot of people saying
something
that.
that you
A lot of people saying that.
Admire or acknowledge that the other party did this week. That to say that sometimes to give bipartisanship a chance.
I will start.
Like peace.
All right,
we,
so
and
what,
we can't be
Steve,
sarcastic
what's your
about
what do you want to call this?
So
segment?
I was thinking when you brought this up, I said great idea, and I was thinking those family arguments where everyone's yelling at each other, and like the grandma or the grandfather in some cases they say something nice, they shut it all down. That's what this is.
The nuns say that at Catholic school too.
Absolutely. Before they wrap you
Before
over
you
the head.
get knocked with a ruler. So I'll start. Chris Taylor, Dane County Circuit Judge, former Democratic state lawmaker, is an announced candidate for the Wisconsin Supreme Court, potentially running against incumbent Rebecca Bradley. We don't know if she's going to seek re-election yet. She announced her finance report late last week, and it showed $580,000 raised in about 6 weeks. It is a staggering amount of money for a race that isn't until next April. It's a statement amount of money. I hope Republicans are paying attention. I don't think that race is going to be $100 million like it's been the last couple of times, but it's going to be a very expensive race, and Chris Taylor's off to a very good start.
Do you think it won't be that expensive because it's not for the majority of the court?
Yes, correct.
But isn't it put Republicans in a really bad spot if they lose another seat?
Well, yeah, I mean, if Rebecca Bradley doesn't run, then it's an open seat, which does create a little bit of a level playing field, but that also gives Taylor the advantage that she's got a $580,000 head start.
Got it. All right.
Joe.
I am very glad that the Trump administration has decided to arm Ukraine. I don't care how long it took. I don't care that they're like figuring out a way to do it like through NATO and then backfilling. Like the end of the day, Ukraine needs to be able to defend itself against Russian attacks that continue. And everything else aside, I'm glad that the Trump administration is now going to be providing arms to Ukraine.
I like this segment.
Yeah. I'll just say this. I enjoy the fact that you guys have vastly different political opinions, but you're respectful and nice to each other, and we have a lot of fun, and that's the part I love.
It's the thing, we're nice all the time, and then they're yelling at us. Say something
Right?
nice.
Right?
That's not
It's a
what
good
we do.
acknowledgement
It's a good
that you
idea
can
for a
still
segment. Yes.
appreciate things that the other party is doing
Yeah.
that is just right.
There's more that unites us than divides us.
Like
We got-
Tony
we got-
Evers when he was talking about the budget negotiations.
Yeah,
he found
for sure.
a positive.
We got Coldplay CEO guy bringing us together.
Right.
We got the Epstein files bringing us together. There is more that unites us than divides us, people.
This is a feel-good moment on the show.
Yeah.
We need shirts.
All right. Grab bag.
Grab bag next.
Imagine that unbelievable new deck in your backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck builder. Building new decks and replacing old ones, creating that $1 million feeling every time you relax in your own backyard. Looking for a company to make your backyard scream wow? Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's resourceful Waukesha showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
We see you out there, making the most of every moment, one big, bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like special buy men's Skechers, just $29.99, 10% off assorted KT welding accessories. Save $3 on Taste of the Wild dog food, and 20-pound bags of Blaine's brand Easy Scoop cat litter, 4 for $24. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
It's there all day, and it never goes away. I hate pain. It robs us of so much. But if you take action today, your pain could be gone tomorrow. Because at Rejuvenex, we harness the power of Toradol and hyaluronic acid to calm the inflammation and cushion joints. Rejuvenex treatments are safe, they're FDA approved, And in most cases, insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, pays for them. At as low as $65 per injection per joint, our treatments are affordable. It's not a gimmick. It's pharmacological medicine administered in office in a simple and convenient manner. And with it, our patients have been able to avoid risky surgery and begin to stop the onset of arthritis. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and here we've made pain treatment as easy and affordable as it can be. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
It's here, the largest vacation sale in the nation. Fox World Travel's exclusive July sale is back. Score unbeatable deals at all-inclusive resorts with Apple Vacations to Mexico and the Caribbean with non-stop flights. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO and mention you heard it on WTMJ. Book now and secure your spot with just a deposit. The sale ends July 25th. Don't miss out.
The next time you're due for service, visit richlands.com to schedule an appointment at any of our 5 conveniently located facilities.
All AAA approved and all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to serve you.
Richlands. While you rest on the weekends, we work for you. Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins. The latest in news.
So often when we hear about these child abductions, it's a parent. But in this case, you see a white Jeep turn around and then go after him. This was a really strange case.
Entertainment.
How cool would it be to have a bass guitar signed by Gary Sinise in your house?
And more every Sunday morning starting at 8 on WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Oh, it's always fun to do the show with Bill. We do generally enjoy each other's company. And it's fun to talk about serious things, but also fun stuff, too. Now, grab bag can be anything. Chris and I were talking about grab bag this morning. Who wants to start today?
I'll go. My father-in-law, Billy Boy Kumpf, would have been 100 this week. We lost him in March. You guys heard me give sort of a eulogy to him, which is tough. So we miss you, Billy. Happy birthday. My grab bag is about my business partner in the Janesville Jets. I'm wearing my Janesville Jets shirt if you're watching this online.
By the way.
Joe Pavelski. He won the American Century Celebrity Golf Outing in Lake Tahoe over the weekend. This was his 9th time entering. Joe, if you don't know, Joe played for the Wisconsin Badgers, won a national championship here in Milwaukee at the Bradley Center in 2006, 14 years for the San Jose Shark. He was called Captain America when he was there, 4 years with the Dallas Stars, made it to the Stanley Cup Finals twice, didn't win the Cup. Phenomenal person and golfer. So Sunday, if you watch the American Century Golf Outing, this guy's from Plover, Wisconsin. He's a Wisconsinite through and through, and he's playing with Aaron Rodgers, Steph Curry, and all these big-time stars, and he's kicking their butt. This guy was lights out. He gets an eagle on the 18th hole, and it's an interesting scoring system, so he got 6 points for that. He ended up winning the tournament by 9 under their scoring system, and it was a phenomenal thing to watch this guy who's eating dinner at our table, and we looked after him when he was in college, and I've known him since he was a Wisconsin Badger, and to watch him play with that much poise, with that much sort of on the line, was fun, and it was great for the state of Wisconsin. So shout out to my partner, Joe Pavelski.
Great story. Great story.
I won't be here next Friday, so if you miss your Zapecki Phil, come to German Fest. I will be at German Fest Friday night next week and on Sunday afternoon. Come
Performing
and say hi.
or serving beer? What are you doing?
Cooking up brats and Hungarians and sausages and kraut. We do that every year. We played in the Polish Heritage Alliance golf outing yesterday. Speaking of successful golf outings, my dear old dad and I teamed up with another father-son duo, buddy I grew up with, and we won the thing at -13 at Muskego Lakes. And I think it's worth noting.
That's a good score.
That we are celebrating my family's German and Polish heritage. Almost everybody came from somewhere else, and remember that amidst all this immigration stuff.
I will be attending my wife Kathy's family reunion. This is 300-plus Polish people. And the reason I bring it up is my mother-in-law passed away, and she loved this thing, and she will not be there this year. It's such a fun event. The food's amazing. We do all these adult games and kids games. And to get that group together, which is, 6 or 7 generations now, in this case at the Legion Park in Oak Creek there on Shepherd Avenue. It's like such a fun thing. So my ask is, can it not rain all day? That's a lot of wet Polish people that I don't want to hang out with. I want them to be happy.
Some wet poles.
Come on, drive this out. You got a quick one before we go, Kristin?
My quick one is, if you have someone in your life who doesn't mind attention, I made my mom, she came to storm the Bastille last night, and I made her wear a crown and a sash for her 70th birthday. And just the Milwaukee Nice people showed up. The amount of happy birthdays she got from strangers and people giving her hugs and compliments and
she
stuff.
Deserved
and
everyone.
That's awesome.
She was just soaking it up. And so it is a fun thing to make someone in your life do.
And oh, by the way, your husband put a nice event together last night.
He did a very good job.
Everything I've seen, the drone shots and all the videos I've seen on local TV and heard people talking about it. Fantastic job, Michael.
He's good at organizing people's fun.
Yeah. You got a winner there.
I did good.
He won.
Thanks, Joe.
Says Joseph Pecky. All right, we're going to do it all again next week. Have a great weekend. The midday is coming up after the news, which is next on 620 WTMJ.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of any